Disneyland news time. It is all about what's been happening on the West Coast. We are going to see for ourselves what's been happening while we have been away. Obviously, a bit of a break here at the Kingdom Report for the holidays. Let's dive right into what's going on. It turns out that Snow White's Scary Adventure has been transformed into Snow White's Enchanted Wish. This attraction is going to be welcoming guests back for whenever Disneyland might reopen its gates. We are very excited to see that this new attraction, basically, I mean, it's I suppose we could call it new. I suppose we could say that it's something that is bringing new life to the park. It was something that was under construction when the park closed down, and now it is ready to go. They've added some new twists to it, some new life to the attraction, and now it's going to be just a bit more magical, it looks like. A lot more cheerful, it appears, based on everything that we've seen. Not so scary as it has been for so long. This being a Fantasyland sort of staple, one of those attractions that people live and die by because it feels like, it's a Walt era attraction here. This is one of those that's so special and so dear. How dare you touch it? Anytime they touch anything in Fantasyland, it feels like that's the reaction. However, it's getting a twist, no longer dark, a little bit lighter in terms of content. I'll tell you, I'm happy to see that maybe there's a little bit more cohesion in the story. Because it certainly didn't feel like it had it originally. It felt like it all just got crammed together at the end, and you're supposed to make your own assumptions as to what really happened, and off you go. But there's some screaming.
It honestly felt more like the Evil Queen's ride than Snow White's, because it was basically just following all the evil things that she was doing to Snow White the whole time.
Yeah. Her death was so sudden. It's just like, oh! And then they kiss and live happily ever after. Get off the ride.
Yeah.
So that was it.
It's like, but did they?
Yeah.
All I heard was screaming. And then I saw a mural, and off I go.
I wonder if the cast members are kind of relieved they don't have to hear that scream anymore. I wonder if they're still going to keep it at some point, or if they're going to get rid of it. Because I feel like those cast members at the end are always just like, the doors open, it's like, ah! And then it closes, and then it's like, ah! And then it closes again. Oh.
Screaming all day, over and over again. I mean, the new magic infused in. I mean, this really does look like a great dark ride. If you're watching, you're seeing the promotional video that Disney's put out, and it's, everything looks far more vibrant. Definitely has sort of a new modernized dark ride experience look to it, which is great because I think that as Disney continues to sort of reinvent itself from the perspective of, these dark rides, because they're getting very good at like the newer dark rides, infusing all kinds of modernized technology, whereas dark rides from the past really did feel kind of archaic, know, and yes, whimsical with the paint and how everything sort of glowed, but now we're in a place where things are looking far brighter in this attraction. It looks like screens are being used. New AAs might even be infused in there. So
it's like Alice in Wonderland when they redid it. It was actually really cool when we first went in and saw it, and then we're curious if they're going to do that to any other Fantasyland ride, and now they are. So I wonder if Pinocchio is on the back burner to do something. Because Pinocchio is really scary too. Right. I think Pinocchio is scarier than Snow White's.
Definitely.
But I'm excited. I'm kind of sad because I used to always counting the skulls because I forgot now how many. It's been so long since we've been to Disneyland. I forgot how many skulls are inside the ride. But there was a certain amount that you on the outside and the inside. And if you called them all, Grandma Pat used to, when she told us about it, she was like, oh, you have to count.
There's this many skulls in there. See if you can find them all.
And so we would count how many skulls there were.
Did you ever get close to the number?
Yeah, we got them.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so it was always fun to count because you'd forget sometimes. It's been a while since you've ridden it, and you're like, oh, I'm going to count it again. Anyway, so now they changed it. Now they made it all happy and I don't know. It seems fun. It's like a Seven Doors Mine Train meets a cool, not roller coaster ride.
Sure.
But does that make sense?
Yeah.
My one hope is that they keep the evil witch looking out her blinds up in the top of the ride, before you get on. Because I feel like she's a staple of Fantasyland. If the evil witch is now not standing there peeking out her blinds all creepily, then I'm gonna be upset. I will be upset.
She is instrumental.
Yeah, they have to keep it, right?
Yeah.
Because she's not gonna do any harm inside the ride. She's gonna do harm outside.
Or maybe somebody new is peering out. Maybe that's what's going on up there.
The prince.
That would just be creepier.
You out there?
Snow White?
Snow White, is that you?
Hey, Snow. What up?
Who am I looking at down there?
Hey, girl.
Well, it'd be great to have something new and really enticing to come back to at Disneyland Park. I know that, obviously when the park shut down in 2020, this was all under wraps at the moment, at that moment, I should say. And, there was scaffolding and all kinds of things going on back there. That and the carousel as well, right next to it. The carousel was all under wraps too, and I think even Haunted Mansion at that moment when things shut down was also under wraps. So there was a lot going on in terms of refurbishment and adding things. So really cool to hear that Snow White's Enchanted Wish is coming our way. My goodness. Well, another thing that we wanted to touch on that happened while we were away is some sad news, and that is Ron Dominguez, known as Mr. Disneyland. He sold, or I should say his family sold the property that they own to Walt Disney in order to build Disneyland. He has passed away at the age of 85. Ron is somebody that is a former executive vice president of Walt Disney Attractions, whose family sold 10 acres of Anaheim property to Walt Disney that eventually became Disneyland in the 1950s. Dominguez died last Friday, according to the D23 fan newsletter. No further details were released about his death and no cause was given. Dominguez's family originally owned and lived on the Orange Grove property that was purchased by Walt Disney for his theme park in 1954. And their house was located right about where the entrance of Pirates of the Caribbean and Cafe Orleans are today. The day they moved out, Ron said, in August of 1954, he said, "We were walking in ditches and holes. Things were popping up around us because construction had to move ahead. They built Disneyland in a year," which you think about that today, and that's remarkable. A young Dominguez took a summer job as a ticket taker at the new theme park and later rose through the ranks to hold several managerial positions at Disneyland. In 1970, he was appointed director of operations, and 4 years later, he was named vice president of Disneyland and chairman of the park operating committee. And in 1990, he was named executive vice president, Walt Disney Attractions West Coast. Quote, "We are saddened to have lost a very dear member of our family," Dominguez said Josh Tomorrow, chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products. "Ron's contributions to Disneyland are nearly incalculable." This is hard news to take, knowing that somebody so literally there from before the beginning and who's been sort of woven into the fabric of Disneyland itself has now passed away. Certainly, Ron retired many years ago. He's honored with a window on Main Street for his contributions. He even has some family members that continue to work at Disneyland to this very day. People I even worked with while I was at Disneyland.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's incredible to know that he's such a critical part of that history. But I think even more sad, to kind of like coincide with this news, is that it's another reminder that Walt era people are vanishing, and there are fewer and fewer of them to tell those stories, fewer and fewer of them who were there. And this is kind of a reminder of, wow, we're losing these great sort of historic figures in the Disney fandom. Hard to see that happen, Katrina.
Yeah, that's really sad to hear. I mean, that'd be really, I'm sure he passed on those great stories to his family, so his family will carry him on, because I'm sure he has some really cool stories to tell.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure that family is going to kind of give more to their family, and then hopefully carry on those great stories for the future, so we can all hear about it in the future. Sometimes.
I mean, even beyond his window too, on Main Street over in Adventureland, they have the Dominguez family tree, which I guess is the longest living tree that has been on the Disneyland property. It's over there by the Fast Pass entrance to Indiana Jones. So when we finally get to go back, you can go and look at the Dominguez tree and think about his legacy.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
So neat indeed. And I know that somebody who I worked with, Jim Lohman, who was the manager of the Plaza Inn restaurant for a very long time. He managed Club 33, the founding father of the churro. He brought churros to Disney parks. He's somebody that was also one of those Walt era people. And fortunately, he's still with us. He's long since retired. He retired at the 50-year mark. And he's a guy that bleeds Disney and definitely understands sort of that old school Walt mentality. And he was somebody that when I reported to him, I would just listen to his stories because he never volunteered them. You had to kind of wait for those stories to come about. He always used them as sort of teaching tools and things that he would share in which to kind of relate to what was going on and what was happening. And I would ask him sometimes, like, tell me a Walt story. And he never liked being put on the spot like that. And he was always like, oh, I don't know what I have to share that would be valuable. It's okay. But every once in a while, he would be like, what just happened here might relate a little bit to what I experienced way back when Walt Disney's era was happening, and when Club 33 was going on. He has an amazing story about being responsible for Club 33 and Rock Hudson and the candlelight ceremony at Christmas, and Rock wanting to take his alcohol out, and him saying, this is a dry park, you're not able to do that. It's an amazing story. One I might share at another time, or one we might even have Jim Lohman come share himself when things clear up. But I sort of reference that as a point where these people, they're all getting up there in age. They're all definitely folks that we're not hearing as much from anymore, and some of them are passing on. And like I said, thank God, Jim Lohman is still with us, but we lose Ron Dominguez, a real staple of Disney parks, Disneyland, and sort of that era where we grew so much as a company. I say we, Disney, grew so much as a company, and we as fans got to see it grow so much as a company, and Disney parks expand all over the place. And then, Michael Eisner era came in, and Walt Disney World exploded in growth, and all kinds of things kept happening. So at any rate, we wish the Dominguez family, our best, and hope for comfort during this troubling time. Ron Dominguez passes away. Well, friends, in other news, we wanted to share with you that California Adventure might be seeing some new activity as well. Not just Disneyland Park with Snow White's Enchanted Wish. No, there's also some action that's going to be coming the way of California Adventure, and that is with Avengers Campus. Apparently, D23 is confirming it's going to open this year, and the parks have to open first, certainly, but it seems Disney fans have something to look forward to in the new year. Yahoo Entertainment says last week the official Disney fan club D23 shared a post on their site confirming that Disneyland's California Adventure Park in Anaheim will finally open their highly anticipated Avengers Campus in 2021. The new campus was originally scheduled to open in the summer of 2020, and there was even a media preview in March. However, the onset of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic pushed it back as Disney parks around the world were forced to close down operations. The fan club did not give an exact date for the campus's grand opening, as Disneyland Park and California Adventure Park have remained closed since March 2020 and do not yet have a reopening date. Disney officials previously said the land would be a place where fans can live out their superhero dreams in a fully immersive park that mixes innovative technology with fun. I know we all have been looking forward to just that expansion in general finally happening for the sake of opening up the middle of the park again. It was kind of weird having it all boxed off. It definitely dead-ended you in Cars Land. It dead-ended you in Hollywood Land. It was one of those things that you don't realize what you have until it's gone in terms of what was there before, which was Bugs Land, a land that I know many of us never really found much to do in.
Except for the Heimlich Choo-Choo Train.
me?
Hello. That was the only cool thing. Besides the bumper cars were fun too.
Both of you are upsetting me right now.
Did you play in the Puddle Park? Was that you?
No, I didn't do that, but the Flix Flyers was awesome. I liked the Francis Ladybugs. I mean, come on. The bumper cars.
I mean,
the
you're
bumper
right.
cars and Heimlich's Choo Choo Train was like my only two. The Flix Flyers is okay, but like once you do it, you're like, if the line is like walk on, okay, fine.
It had some amazing music.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll give you the music's pretty good.
The commentary on the Choo Choo Train was always my favorite.
Yeah.
Listening to Heimlich.
I love the smells. I loved like just him talking. It was just cute. It was always like a fun like little 2-second ride, just to kind of as you're making your trek from like Cars Land to like Haunted Mansion. This has been too long, everybody. Way too long.
It's time to get back
to the galaxy. Like I just now like when it was cut off, it's like that's a very long trek to go from like one and then to the other, and then you have to go back again if you decide to do something else. So I'm excited for this to open, and now you guys get your chicken sandwiches.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I want the chicken sandwich. I want the pretzels.
Oh yeah, that too.
I want to see Spider-Man fly in the sky.
As do I.
But I still think the most exciting thing is that we're going to be able to walk through it to get somewhere else.
Yeah, right. It is going to be. I mean, if and for those that don't know, I was going to say, if you don't understand, what's happening with Avengers Campus, they're saving the best for last, and that is the mega e-ticket attraction that has not even been built yet, which is going to be beyond the land, back behind Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. So the best of what they say is coming still hasn't even been built, still hasn't even been added. So the Spider-Man attraction that they plan to open with is certainly something that I think will be fun to do. It does sound like it's going to be really interactive and fun and engaging in that way. I think I'm more looking forward to in that land, meeting the various Avengers, meeting the various heroes.
Doctor Strange and his like little thing that he's gonna do with his, I don't know, some cool plexiglass laser things going on. I don't know what he's gonna do.
His wizardry.
Do his wizardry, yeah.
Yeah, watching that, meeting those heroes all in one place with sort of that united theme, I think is going to be really awesome. They've been in the Hollywood backlot of California Adventure for the last 2 years, all just sort of propped up against various backdrops, and as cool as it is to meet them, it feels sort of underwhelming because it's like in a Hollywood backlot section where they just throw up a star for Captain America, and it's like,
some weird room for Black Panther, and like it's cool. The room inside is cool, but it deserves more.
Absolutely.
Not like some weird room that you're standing outside and all of a sudden you go in and you're like, well, this was cool, and then you exit. It should like lead up, like the whole thing should like bring you into that world. So I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah, now they're getting their whole land, so it'll be great to see. You're right, Pym Test Kitchen and the giant chicken sandwich that's coming along with that is going to be awesome. Just another place to eat. Hooray! I'm always a fan of more places to eat, and I'm getting to see the Quinjet. That's been lowered on top of, I guess, one of the stores, but it's supposed to be kind of the anchor icon, that will eventually lead everybody to the big attraction that finally gets built down the line. So it'll just be great to have a new something to do at California Adventure. I know that they're probably going to hold on to this to market the crud out of it. Likely, I would imagine, when they can allow the maximum amount of people back in, but we'll see. I mean, they say 2021.
It's definitely going to help with the flow of people. That's for sure. Like that one little section is going to help so much to get people moving around the park again.
I don't mean to sound negative, but I mean, they said that they were hoping Disneyland would open in July, and now they're saying that they hope this opens in 2021. I hope that's true. I hope it's true. They don't know the future. Is what so it's kind of, it was interesting to me that they announced for sure 2021. It was like, well, I sure hope so. I really do.
I know we've mentioned it several times, but as we approach the 1 year of Disneyland shutdown in March, I think we might see that legal action happen. I think, I don't think they're going to stand for it beyond it. I think they're going to say, give us something here. We've been shut down a year. What else do you need?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. At any rate, if you're excited for Snow White's Enchanted Wish or Avengers Campus, let us know in the comment section down below. We'd love to read your comments. Let's rate it, either or. Are you more excited for Snow White's Enchanted Wish, or are you more excited for Avengers Campus as a whole?
Or is it just the chicken sandwich?
Or maybe just that chicken sandwich. I mean, it could be either one of those. Man. At any rate, let us know in the comment section down below. We would love to know what's on your mind.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.